Hi guys, Tony Colt here. How you doing? It has been a very, very long time since I've done any painting videos, and I've already started this one, but only because, I'm right in the middle of the painting. I usually don't do that, but I was having some issues with my camera. This one's going to be very, very brief. This is an image of what I feel is the Transfiguration enlisted in the Bible. Now, I was going to initially call it the Transfiguration, but then I figured out that Raphael, I had done a very famous painting and called it the Transfiguration in the year somewhere around 1516. And so that was out. So instead, I'm just going to call this one Matthew 17, because that's where I've read in the Bible about the Transfiguration. I read it after I saw this because I felt that that's what I was looking at. As you can see here, what I believe to be a depiction of Jesus anyway, sitting on top of a mountain. There's a mountain in the background here. There's a tree up there. And you can tell he's got kind of a halo here. I'm not going to paint any of his clothes. In the Transfiguration, it says that his skin and his clothes glowed. But I'm not going to do too much with his clothes or even with his appearance. Rather, I'm going to go around his appearance. And as you see here, there was another thing that said in that same chapter of the Bible that says a glowing cloud appeared and a voice came from within it saying, "This is my son in whom I am well pleased." And so I'm not going to go all into the big sermon or anything like that, but I just wanted to at least put this much of the video out, considering that unfortunately I was having major camera troubles. It kept on falling. I had it up on a stand because I'm actually doing this video while up on a pretty large ladder. So it's way at the top of my barn. But it didn't work out too well. Kept on falling. Anyway, I'm pretty excited to do this video. I'm pretty stoked actually, because I've had a rough year so far, and just felt that I needed to get it back into doing what I do. I just love this. Absolutely love it. And I've got a lot more pareidolia that I've seen out here this year, and I'm going to be doing all of it. I'm going to try to keep my videos a little bit more brief this time, so you're not going to be getting the whole entire video, which is kind of regrettable, but I just wasn't getting very many views because my videos were also darn long. Some of them, like, they were barely watched at all. And I just don't blame anybody for not watching them. They were just way too long. I'm putting darker shades in, and some lighter shades too, where light is hitting different sides of the mountain. Like right in here, I feel like, because this just feels like it's different, going in different directions. When you put these type of different, the challenging part is that I had decided to do this at night. You can see here that there's a tree beside him. So he's probably up more on a hillside than a full-blown mountain like this is in the background. Anyway, this is just my depiction of the scene. I'm not 100%, I'm not by any means a biblical scholar. And there's different depictions of the Transfiguration. Some of them are at daytime, and some of them are at night. In the Bible, it says on the 6th day, he took those 3 disciples. I forget exactly who it was. I think John, Peter, and I'll have to read it again to figure out exactly who it was. But anyway, like I said, I'm pretty excited about this video right here. And I'm glad that I found a solution to my problem. I've actually got the camera sitting in the middle of a thing of tape, a roll of tape, propping it up. It's not very director-worthy professionalism or anything like that, I know, but what are you gonna do? In addition to this one, I've got one entitled The Eye coming up that I'm going to do, and one entitled The Camp. I'm finding pareidolia almost everywhere I look now, even on my shoes, which I'm going to do those too and wear them daily. Just seeing pareidolia like almost all the time now. I don't want to get too close to this cloud or this entity or whatever, that this depiction of Jesus that I'm looking at right here. But I don't know how well you can see it because this video is being shot at kind of a strange angle. And with pareidolia also, it's important to remember that it's easier to see it from a distance than it is up close, which makes it challenging to paint it, but it's worth it to me. Try to give you a good view of this, what I'm seeing in the woodwork here. And so, but I have to leave it right here because, like I said before, I'm actually standing on a 6-foot ladder in order to do this video. I definitely miss doing this, and so I'm definitely going to get back to it a lot. As you can see here, there's another obvious tree, and you can see where the light is hitting it, just like it did on this side of it. Which, considering the fact that this is a nighttime scene, it made it kind of challenging for me, but, you know, I did it anyway. It's just really been wanting to do this video. This particular painting. Obviously, it's not going to look like Raphael's when I'm done with it, but I kind of have to go along with what I see exactly in the pareidolia. I can't just, you know, because I need to be able to prove that this is not only in my wood grain, but I have to prove that it's actually there in my wood grain. I'm gonna have to adjust this light a little bit. I got a new light. I really like it a lot. I think I'm gonna have to smear this out there. Kind of regrettable that I already did about half of it before I decided to scrap the previous video, because I really like it. I mean, although it takes me a while and it makes my videos too long, I really prefer for you to see them basically from start to finish. How I go from just basically just seeing them, the image exactly in my wood grain as it is, but couldn't really do that in this one. As you can see, there's a mountain here. I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. I'm having to climb down to get more paint and more brushes. I mean, I know it doesn't look like $1 million or anything, but Just really felt like I had to do it anyway. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to put in the other side of the tree very much on the bottom right here, but you could tell that it's dark on this side and that there's light illuminating. If you're out at night and any light that is hitting any unmovable object, or any object for that matter, really, you're going to notice that there's something there, because there's going to be just like a little bit of a highlight just from light simply hitting it. I can very much tell. I'm using permanent purple for the nighttime sky, which I like. I blended it in somewhere from a little bit of a black, and I've also done some blending work with the mountain to show different angles of the mountain that is in the background here next to him. This one's a little challenging because I don't want to mess up any of the vision of Jesus. I can see it pretty clearly, but I've made some mistakes along the way of doing this, like with the man. I made an attempt to paint in his face, and if you remember correctly, that was my first video. I really messed it up a lot. With this, I don't think I'm going to do that. And since it's a nighttime scene, as long as you can see somebody there, then it could probably pass for the excuse me, the transfiguration. I'll put in a little bit more black here. Actually, maybe a little bit of black. And this one here is black mixed with ultramarine blue, which I thought would turn out a little bit better. Slightly disappointed, but that one looks really good there. Ordinarily, if this were daytime, I would say that this is done, because if you look at it, it legitimately looks just like a tree. And so I'm going to try to get more of the light on there so you can see it a little bit better. What I'm doing here. Yeah, see the tree here? And there's another one over here. So I do need to kind of paint it a little bit darker anyway. Probably go over it with some, this one right here isn't quite what I expected it to be, but what are you gonna do? Wanted to put in some, actually I had mixed black with yellow for the trees, and it kind of came out kind of green, which makes it seem a lot more shadowy, mixed in together here. The problem with that, by putting in too much paint, I'm kind of taking out some of the grain. But then again, you're not going to see bark at night. You might see that there's a tree there if there's like a little bit of light shining upon it. But you're not going to be able to make out any bark or anything like that. I've just, for the heck of it, mixed in with some gray with this one here. See how that looks. Well, I'm doing a little bit of experimenting with different blends of colors in this. That's one of the important things about working with oil, is making sure that you're good with natural colors. pretty important. Kind of like that one actually for trees. It's not perfect, but I think it's kind of bringing that tree out a little bit more. And that's another thing too, is about that angle. Maybe I can turn the camera a little bit just to show you what I'm doing. Need to push that color out towards the light. There's a little bit of a gap there. There we go. That's how it's done. Very intimidated about going too close to this right here, because as I said, it's very hard to see close up. But if you look at it from down here, especially in better lighting circumstances, you can definitely tell that it could be a pretty good depiction of Jesus. Okay, I'm going to try to keep this video as brief as possible. And so I don't think that I'm going to finish it, the actual painting itself, on video. I'll definitely have it posted on Facebook. As I said, I don't want to leave this video very too long at all. Let's see if I can get it from a better angle where you guys can get, actually, so I can see what it looks like. Unfortunately, while recording, I can't zoom in. At least not while recording in reverse. So anyway, thank you for watching.